Good morning. Muted, but I know that you're telling me good morning and how much you love us and all that good stuff. Good morning, Kay.
Good morning.
How are you?
I love you. I love you. What's up? What did I miss?
Kathy was the first one on, and so I was like, "Good morning, Kathy." And then I thought she was speaking, but she's muted. Maybe she's not. She's doing stuff behind it. But I was like, "I know what you're saying." You're saying all these good things. So, good morning, all.
Hello.
How's you guys' morning?
What'd you say?
I said, how's your guys' worlds?
My world is chaotic.
You got some stuff going on. What you got going on?
Just busy stuff, that I need to get done around the house. Yeah. So
Yeah, we have the housekeepers that come in every month. About every month. Anyway, and the other day, I'm going to back up a little bit. I canceled a meeting with my marketing guy, and I'm like, look, I just can't meet this week. And then I started to put it down into place. And because I was like, hang on one second. I'm like, my business partner's gone, which is not a big deal. I mean, there hasn't been a ton of Gary stuff that's fallen in my lap, the tiniest bit, right? So my business partner's out of town. My assistant is on vacation, and my husband's out of town. And I'm like, wait, that's a lot. And I'm getting ready for my surgery. But then maids were coming in today. My husband was literally texting me last night. I didn't get it till this morning of, hey, do this, do this, do. I'm like, the hell, you know what? You're out of town. You just like chill out. What gets done, man. I'm not worried about all the rest of it. Whatevers. So I did get
I went down and filed my 2 lawsuits, got to the bank, got all the money ready, so there should be served. And I confronted both the baby daddies who hadn't paid child support and took that to the next level. So one of them said, okay, I agree. And he said, I don't have the money right now, but I'll get it for you. And, but I'll bring you $100. I said, okay, you bring me $100. And he did.
That's awesome.
So, that is a start. Yeah, and then I think, I don't know how, but I talked to a guy yesterday, and if this happens, then God is watching over me. I applied for a debt consolidation loan, and I'm fighting with one company who put a big ding on my credit report because they sent stuff to the wrong address. And so I've been disputing that and getting that straight, trying to get that straight. But I think I might have gotten approved for a debt consolidation loan, which would make my life a lot easier financially. And we are out of option on Branch Road. So that is moving forward. And I've got 2 buyers that I'm working with and 1 rent to own.
Well, all of that is amazing. Congratulations. And I can guarantee you one thing.
Yeah.
God is watching over you. That part I can guarantee you.
Well, if I get this money in, that will just take a huge burden that, I mean, every first of the month is like, oh my God, where is it coming from?
You told me something, you told this group something, and I was trying to remember it. And you're like, he's never early, but he pushes the boundaries. Is that what you said? You said something like that. I don't know, whatever, something hilarious, and I just haven't forgotten it. Well, okay, I did, because now I'm paraphrasing whatever it was, but I'm like, that concept down, and I was like, yep, that's right. So very cool. Very, very cool. All right, who else has got some good news?
I got my birth certificate yesterday.
You're legal.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Were we worried you weren't born?
What was that?
Were we worried you weren't born?
Just a little.
Yay. Now that means he's going off to travel somewhere.
Absolutely. I'm getting my passport.
Where are you going to go?
Cool. Yeah. And are you going to get the global thing also, global entry?
Yeah, that's the plans. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We have it. I love global entry. I love all that. I mean, it's really good.
I hear it makes it a lot easier.
What is the global entry?
You know, TSA pre-check?
Yeah.
Internationally.
Globally.
Is that part of the passport though?
So no, completely separate, just like
Okay.
TSA is separate.
It's part
and
of the
global
airline.
will cover TSA, but TSA will not cover global. So global's global. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, because you
But-
can
So you
also
get to
get the
pay
one.
again. You get to pay again.
Yeah,
Yay.
you get to pay more money, but you can skate to the airport at the
Yeah,
very last
Because you
second.
can even get the one that's domestic.
Mhm.
You can you skip the lines, you go in a different line and you get right in where
Is it
everybody else
worth it
gotta
if you
go
almost
through.
never get to travel?
So
We can
yeah,
change that, Kathy. We can change that.
yeah,
Yes.
if I can change it, Kathy, you can. So
Well, that just means somebody's taking me, right?
hey, well,
Ah,
you can go with me.
all right, where are we going?
I don't know, but I'm going somewhere. I'm getting out of the
All
country.
right, I'll help carry the luggage.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to, and now I'm like stumbling all over myself in excitement. That's part of, well, it's not part of, I want to get my flipping hip done. And part of it is because I haven't been able to travel internationally because you walk when you travel. I mean, that's what we do. We don't forget a car. We just land somewhere and walk like crazy and, public transportation, that kind of thing. And I can't, and I've just been like, "Arr." But I have been watching, there's certain movies that are like love stories to a city. I mean, you know what I mean? Or area or something like that. And I keep on finding myself in those movies and I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I want to go. So
How
Craig,
am I gonna know where I'm gonna live when I grow up?
Me either. I'm trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
So
Get to run around.
yeah, we're trying to get this trip to Egypt, but we don't know if we're gonna make the deadline to get the money in.
Mhm.
And then my son, well, my sister and brother-in-law are going to Thailand, and
I want to go there.
Me
yeah,
too.
so them and their two boys are going to Thailand in December, and we're trying to get it where our son can go with them.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to, well, I want to go see all the places. I want to go see
too.
stuff that's so exotic that the whole entire world's upside down and you don't know how to read it or understand it or anything like that. I like that.
Yeah.
That is just, all right. Well,
Okay, I'm sorry
congratulations.
that I'm late, but apparently I'm right on time and I just have to chime in with all this travel stuff because this has been part of my radar also. My girlfriend, I have a girlfriend that just finished a tour of Southeast Asia and Thailand the end of last year. She went back to Thailand the beginning of this year, and I just spoke to her from Nepal, and I'm so jealous and excited for the experience that she's having there. She's sending me pictures of the snow-capped Himalayan mountains and all the kids and everybody that she's meeting on her hikes and everything over there. And I am like in love with it. So needless to say, she has introduced me to a lot of travel hacking ways to get this done that I am happy to share if people want, because that is totally the trajectory I'm taking in life after the noise of this place. So
That makes you
just
want to
saying.
do a thread in Workplace or whatever for travel hacking stuff. Cause like for mine, for France, I have the website where you stay in chateaus and castles every single night for dirt cheap. All over France, like it works for all over France. You just literally go here. It's like the Airbnb for chateaus and castles. And there's a bunch of other stuff too, but that's like my very favorite one. So, oh my gosh. All right. Let's go real quickly. Who else wants to share some good news? And let's go into some, whatever our challenges are.
All right, I'm going to say this is good news. I've reached out to one of our team members, Kendra Dobbins, and been talking to her about becoming investors, basically, and looking at some properties that are down in Florida,
Yay.
in the Panhandle, and
Ah,
gonna need some money because I don't know quite how all of it fits in. They are going to be at a commercial level though, so that's good.
that's very cool. If you need, if you want to live there, David was, he's up in some cold place right now on a lake. But he lived in Destin, whatever. Yeah, lived right there. So
I fell in love with that.
Yeah, the white sands and holy
Oh,
moly.
and the waters. Oh, my God.
And the oyster bar.
Well, maybe that too, but I mean, the first time I came through Destin, I stopped at the state park there
Mhm.
and walked the beach. I'd left New Orleans and was heading back this way in general. As I meandered back, stopped there, walked the beach, and I just went, oh my God. I mean, it was like I was in the Caribbean. The waters were that blue and
Mhm.
clear.
Mhm.
And of course, the sands are always pretty down in Florida, most
Right.
always.
Yeah.
And it was like I ended up staying about 45 minutes and ran because I felt like if I didn't, I was going to just say to hell with everything else and stay there.
Yep. Well, there you go. That's the beauty of traveling. And it takes your breath away. It just does. There's places all over the world that take your breath away, and everybody should be in a place at least once in their life, and preferably on a fairly regular basis that takes your breath away. So
Yeah.
cool beans.
So
All right.
that's where I'm at.
Love it.
And the challenge is going to be coming up with the money and evaluating the deals and all that good stuff.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Let's move into some challenges. Who's got what? Challenge wise. Oh, Kimberly, I wanted to relay some news to you. You ready? Say yes.
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Okay. So I had my team meeting with Gary. We have a team meeting an executive leadership meeting every week. And we had it yesterday. And at that meeting, Gary opened up with, I don't know what is going on, but EXP is really pushing this mentor thing. And I was like, let me tell you what happened to Kimberly. And so we had a good conversation around it, a really good conversation around it. And he's like, absolutely tell her to reach out to me if she ever needs anything. I don't care what it is, contract wise, whatever, just have her reach out to me so I can get her help. And then we talked about some, just some stuff to help new agents as they're coming through and all that kind of stuff. We both feel the same way. Gary's like, we tried mentors and it was really problematic. Like they weren't on the team, they were outside of the team. And it was really problematic, and we have some of our agents are still on the team who went through that and they were like, I didn't get anything or very little. So the experience has not been great. And we actually lost one guy because the mentor was so horrible, which sucks. But anyway, so I just wanted to relay that over to you that is something that apparently is going on, that other people are hearing about it also. And Gary just wanted to reiterate, talk to him, get him a text if you need anything.
Yeah, he reached out yesterday, which was great. Like I said, we have a meeting Thursday, so he has a heads up and we're prepared. He also told me to reach out to Rob Lane.
Yeah,
I'm on his team, but I didn't know that he was over the contracts and the paperwork and everything. So
yeah, he's a good guy too. He's very patient. And good.
He's patient and kind. And when you make a stupid mistake, he doesn't make you feel like you want to crawl into a hole.
Right.
Trust me, I've done it.
yeah, he's really sweet.
I used to work with Rob. By the way, he is on vacation. He's floating around.
He's in the Caribbean.
Yep, right now. So he's going to be gone for a little while still and probably not very reachable. But you can try. He just sent out a couple of texts the other day.
Yes. He must have been in port somewhere, or they have Wi-Fi on the boat. Anyway, all right. Who's got challenges? No challenge.
Nobody's going to speak up. I'll take it.
Take it. Let's hear it.
Like I said, with evaluating all of this, and Liz and Kay, you guys are heading up all this stuff with investors. So maybe you have some things. I don't know what I know with a commercial loan, an investment loan, that the rent rolls count towards that down payment. I don't know the percentages or anything like that.
Are they going to be looking at apartments, or are they going to be looking at what kind of commercial?
What
multifamily or like stores and stuff like that?
Apartments, complexes. So it's condos. I'm
in a course right now with a guy from Houston, and I'm going to do a boot camp in May. And I'll go back and look at my notes, and I can send you what I've got on how they evaluate apartment complexes.
Okay. These are actually
that's something I was interested in. And our RIA had this guy named Anthony, I don't know, begins with a C. And he was really down to earth. You could tell he was a pretty direct guy. He didn't charge an arm and a leg. I mean, I went to the 1-day seminar for like $57, and he gave us a bunch of stuff. And then this guy who's an apartment investor and single family that I met at the RIA, he and I split the cost. And so we're going to do the boot camp and take as much of his course as we can for the additional $300 or $400 that we paid when we went together. But I do have some stuff on that, and I will send it to you.
All right, thank you.
That we went through it. We went through cap rates. We went through all of this stuff. So I've got the basic knowledge. I'm not sophisticated, but I've got basic knowledge.
Yeah, and I've gone through some of it, but don't have, a good handle on it. So that's why we do have a meeting with Gary scheduled later today.
Good. That's what I was going to ask. So when are you on his books? Yep.
And Kathy, I have some materials from a program that I did way back when I started this whole thing on investment, and real estate investments on specifically apartments.
Okay,
And so, I'm talking, I have hardcore CDs of this stuff still, so I can, I'll connect with you, get an address, and you can, let me dig it out here and let you know that I found it.
okay.
And I can send it down to you because I'm not looking at it right now. He actually just came through our area. I wish I had known you were looking at this. He just came through our area and did a 1-day, presentation on his program. And he has a boot camp. He has a longer thing coming up as well. He's the guy from Massachusetts that I followed forever.
Okay.
And
I
he's
know there's
investment
a
road.
ton of stuff out there.
Yeah.
We're just working with limited budgets,
Yeah.
and I did some time ago go through the
Rental profits,
NCRE, whatever.
rental profits without the paying, that one.
No, I've got to do all those.
I've got that one too, though. If you're,
Are you-
I've got that one from Gary too.
If you, Kathy, make sure, do you have access to it yet?
I don't know if if they've granted access or not. Probably not, because you're
If-
supposed to go through all these steps that
No,
I
you
haven't
don't have
done.
to. You don't have to. Just ask, double check it. Like when we get off the phone, double check it. And if you don't, get a message over to, I don't know who's doing it right now, but
Me
get a message.
either.
I know, but get a message to Bev no matter what, and Bev can point you in the right direction and get that opened up. If she's not the person to do it, she will hop on immediately and say, go here, and they will do it for you. Gary will open up. That's a good point, actually. Usually what we found is that if we open up all of the books to everybody, you will, like Gary did with me, he opened them all up and then I did not go do them. And that's human nature, I guess. And he told me that's what would happen. And I was like, no, but yeah. So, and if we open up just the first one, the investor agent one, and you actually go through that, then as he's opening up other ones for you, you'll go through them. So,
Okay.
but if you're ever like in the investor agent one and you have a wholesaling partner that you really want to partner up with and learn, you just let him know and he'll open up that one next, even though it's like the 5th one or whatever. He doesn't care.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I have to do a lot of that stuff. I get overwhelmed with all the, like Kim, I'm still there. I get overwhelmed with all the stuff that you're supposed to do and need
Oh,
to do
yeah.
and whatever.
It's
Um,
crazy.
yeah.
You have to look at, you really have to look at what direction you want to take your business.
Mhm.
And you have to filter out and then make time for that thing. So for me, like I'm building the marketing, the agent attraction, and the marketing website. So I have a program that was way deeper and more intensive than I thought it was. And that is where I'm focusing my learning efforts on, and not the rest of the stuff, because this is the direction I'm going right now. So I'm pouring everything into that. And to be really honest with you, this sounds awful, but my week off that I'm taking off next week, I am looking at, oh, cool, I can go get a ton of, like, I can, get this stuff and dive into it, because other than that, it's always piles of things, stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to carve out some time for that.
Anyway, so if we do pull this together, it looks on the surface like it would be good.
Mhm.
So if anybody's interested in that, reach out, let us know. Because I know we're going to need to pull money together.
This is very cool, because Friday, what we're going to talk about is what's really going on with the economy. And what's really going on with inflation and those kinds of things, and where the dollar is getting unhinged as no longer, it looks like we might not be the reserve currency anymore, and then how that's going to parlay down to our world, and why you want to start digging into income producing assets. Like there's a couple different directions that makes sense to put your money with what's going on economically in our country. And that's one of them. And then we'll go through the other one also. So I gotta re-listen to the information again so I can get it clarified and solidified in my brain. But that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
So I have a
And
long
investing is part of what I want to do more of. And even though every time I've thought about it personally on a personal level, I've thought small. It was like, okay, first I thought duplex, then I went, oh no, that's too risky. I need to at least go a tri or a quad to start with. And I figured down the road, go to the other. And it's funny because when I was talking to Kendra and asking a few things, I went, well, yeah, it's $1 million and some dollars, but what's your average price where you're at?
Mhm.
I said, so, this is really like about 3 houses,
Exactly. When you do the math that way, so let's say it's 12 doors, but it's 3 houses. That makes sense.
Yeah. And I had reached out to her about one that she has information on that's off market. But what I'm thinking and what I found, I think that even though it's still considered a good deal, that we can do better. So that's why we have to look at all of it, because that one she thought was 8 doors. And so I'm being still conservative, right? So I reached out about the 8 doors and turns out it's 16.
Oh,
The one that I'm looking, I've started looking at, reached out to get T12s, and the rent rolls is really, it's a package of 53 that's broke down in 2 or 3 different options.
mhm.
So 53 is the whole thing, 53 doors, and the math doesn't add up. So it bothers me. One of the options has 20 doors. The other options has 24. Where's the extra door?
Right.
Kathy,
No.
what area, sorry,
Cal-
go ahead, never
The
mind.
Panhandle, Liz.
Okay. I was gonna say, I know Kendra had listed some up in Baltimore. I'm thinking of reaching out to her too, and she had listed some up out in Baltimore, and I would
She
just
did.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Baltimore, and because of my own experiences up there, so I just wanted to make sure that, if you were looking at Baltimore, we had a conversation first.
I actually have toured Baltimore. Kind of how we were talking before about when you're trying to get people to, whether it's invest or whatever, and you take them and tour around different properties
Mhm.
and let them look at them. Part of that Fortune Builders that I did, the training, we
Mhm.
were up in DC at least once a month. And on one of those, we did road trips to Baltimore and looked at houses and neighborhoods, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's not more, it's a little more than, there's a reason there's a high volume up there, let's put it that way. And it's
Yes,
not
there
because,
is.
and it's not necessarily because the location's, bad
No.
or whatever. It's the back end dealings, I'll just say, of actually getting stuff done, which has been eye opening for me. So like, if anyone's looking up there, just let's have a conversation first. Just say,
My one trip to Baltimore, we were eating dinner was somewhere on the little bay inlet, whatever it was there, eating dinner there at some hot dog place. I don't know what it was. Anyway, and they were dredging the bay to get the dead body out. And I'm like, yeah, good morning, Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first experience with Baltimore, I was, I guess, gone on in a way, in an interview. I was looking at one of the plants and facilities that's outside of Baltimore with Johnson Controls when I was part of them. And I'd met with the plant accountant, gone through different things. We were over in the Inner Harbor area, driving me around. It was after midnight, I don't know. And we pulled up to a stoplight. We were, in the line for the stoplight. she looks over at me and she says, "Is your door locked?" I said, "No, why?"
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Lock it." And we weren't, I don't know, 5 minutes later and we're hearing gunshots.
Yeah, I will kidnap the conversation with what's going on in Baltimore. It's more, that and there's a reason why I will not get my license there. The way they do business in Baltimore, even as a realtor, working with realtors, is a little,
Shady.
it's just, yeah. I mean, I'm just there's a lot of backdoor deals going on, and I'm just kind of like, really? No wonder you guys aren't as vibrant as you could be.
One of
And
these, huh?
with your proximity to DC and Northern
And that's
Virginia.
the deal. That's the reason
That's
why.
how they do business.
Yes, so
Right.
everywhere I've ever lived, they do business one way in the main hub, which in your case is DC. So LA, San Francisco, Seattle. And then as you spread out, it changes and the rules seem to get much more lax the further away you get to where, I mean, I'm in the middle of not very much in Orlando and they didn't do anything contract wise. They just like, oh yeah, we just agreed to it. And I'm like, no, write it down. They're like, well, we don't do that around here. I'm like, no, write it down. Like, I want it written down.
Mhm.
No, they just don't. But in the cities, it's not that you won't get taken because you will. It just looks very different. But usually
Yeah.
seems to run more regulated, I guess, or more. It appears more legal, and not necessarily is or not, but at least they write stuff down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyone else have any challenges before I jump onto my accountability call that I have on Wednesdays?
Woohoo.
I know it's a good one. My Friday one's a good one too. Okay. All right. I want to leave you guys with this. What do I want to leave you guys with? I want to leave you guys with, oh gosh, what is it? I think I want to go to the travel and finding someplace, even if you have to do it where you just get out and go experience a meteor shower or a eclipse or a sunrise or someplace where you can really see the stars. But go do and get out somewhere because we all should have our breath taken away on an often enough basis to remind us that there is a world out there that can take our breath away.
Yeah, out west is awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really, really do. Yeah, and I think that I don't know, there's magic everywhere. There really is. Just gotta go find it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, come on. All right, you guys have an amazing day. Love and appreciate all of you. Really, really super looking forward to Thursday and Friday. Okay.
And congratulations, Anna.
Yay.
Oh, yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.